Hi, this is Christina. We're going to start out by touching your toes together, separating your knees slightly apart, and relaxing your torso over your thighs into an extended child's pose. Begin to deepen your breath, noticing your breath and focusing all of your attention on your breathing. Take this time to check in with yourself. Notice any tension you might be holding somewhere in your muscles. Breathe into that tension, let it go. And then slowly now reach your arms forward. Lift your hips up and tuck your toes, straightening your legs right into a downward facing dog. Alternate bending and straightening those legs now, beginning to pedal through your legs as you gently wake up those muscles. Gently warm them up slowly, working through the hamstrings and the calves. Keep moving nice and slow. Really get into those legs and your hips and just working through whatever feels good to you right now. And then slowly come back to stillness in your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. And on your inhale, raise your right leg up behind you into a three-legged dog. Turn your leg out from your hip and bend your knee, allowing the weight of your leg to take that hip over and stretch out the front of your leg. Then bring your hip back to center and step that foot forward in between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Drop your left knee down and tuck your toe behind you, and then press into the floor with your foot as you bring up your torso. Breathe here as you sink that hip down, stretching your quadricep muscle or the front of your thigh, really getting into that hip socket. Take one more deep breath here, and then set your hands down next to your front foot and tuck your back toe, straightening your legs right into a downward facing dog. Coming back to pedaling your legs just for a bit, getting back into those muscles a little bit more, really just easing into everything. Take it nice and slow. And now raise your left leg up behind you and open that leg and that hip, bending your knee and allowing the weight of your foot and your leg to take your hip and the front of your thigh over and really stretch it out. Breathe as you stretch. Then bring your leg back to center and step your foot forward in between your hands, coming into a low lunge on the left. Drop your right knee and untuck your toe. Press into the floor with your left foot and bring your torso upright, hands to your thigh. Breathe as you sink those hips down towards the ground, stretching out the front of your leg and the hip there in the right side. Take one more deep and full breath here. And then you can slowly now bring your hands down to frame your front foot, tuck your back toe, and go right up into another downward facing dog. You can pedal through those legs again if you'd like, working through those muscles once again. And then settle into stillness in your downward facing dog. Breathing deeply, feeling the shape in your body. And now raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up into your forward fold, relaxing your torso down. Now come to sitting back into a chair pose, reaching your hips back and your arms up and forward. Most of your weight should be in your heels here. You should be able to lift your toes up. Breathing here, feel those legs working. One more breath and one more reach. And then coming up to standing and release your hands down by your sides. On an inhale, reach your hips back and sit back into another chair pose. Reach your arms forward. Feel the tops of your legs working here. Take one more deep and full breath. And then you can slowly drop your torso down over your legs, coming into a forward fold. Plant your hands down onto the floor and step right back into a downward facing dog. Hold here for a moment and breathe deep. Take your right leg and raise it up behind you, then step it forward in between your hands, coming into a lunge. Stay up on the ball of that back foot and raise your arms up. We will now come into some knee drops. So we will lightly be tapping our knee down onto the floor behind us and then raise it back up into our high lunge. Drop it down and raise it back up. Drop it down and raise it back up. Staying nice and controlled, not slamming your knee down on the floor. One final tap down, coming back up into your lunge. And then drop your hands down next to your foot, step right back into a downward facing dog. Staying in stillness in your down dog for a deep and full breath, and then getting ready to raise your left leg up behind you and stepping it forward in between your hands, coming into lunge on the left side. Raise your torso up, reaching your arms up towards the sky, coming into our knee drops on the left side. Dropping that back knee down onto the floor and raise it back up. Drop it down and raise it back up. Tap it down lightly and raise it back up. Tap it down, lift it up, down and up. Staying here for a moment and then dropping your hands down to frame your front foot, stepping right back into a downward facing dog. From your down dog, drop your hips down, bringing yourself into a plank. And then in one straight line, drop your body down onto the ground, coming to your belly. Bring your forehead to the floor and the tops of your feet to the floor as well. And then bring your hands right underneath your forehead, resting your head on top of your hands. Lift your legs up, reaching energy out through your feet. Feel the backs of your legs working to keep those legs up, and then set them down on the floor. One more time, lifting those legs up, energetically reaching from your feet all the way out and up. Feel those hamstrings working, and then set your legs down on the floor. Now just lifting your left leg up and set it down. 2, and set it down. 3, and set it down. 4, down. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and coming into one final 10th one, and drop it down, switching sides, coming into the left, and set it down, and raise it up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and set it down, up, and down, and up, and down, up, and down, and up, and down. Now lifting both legs up once again, energetically reaching through the backs of those feet, and set your legs down. One more time, reaching up. Energy in the backs of your legs and your feet, and set it down. Coming to rest here on your belly, take a deep breath. Bring your hands down now right next to your ribs, tuck your toes, come through your hands and knees, and then straighten your legs into a downward facing dog. Remain here for a few deep and full breaths, and then raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up into your forward fold, relaxing here. Sit right back now into a chair pose, sitting your hips back, reaching your hands forward. Feel those legs working once again, working to keep you upright. And standing up nice and tall, release your hands down by your sides. Coming into Gomukhasana or Eagle Pose, you can take your right leg and wrap it around your calf. You can set it right here, leaving your foot to hang in midair, or you can set the ball of your foot down onto the floor for a bit more stability. Once you've chosen your position, take your right arm and place it underneath your left in front of you. Bend your elbows and bring your palms to facing each other. Keep those knees bent. Try and keep your upper arm bones parallel to the floor and keep working those legs as you bend them down. Start to feel your thighs getting a bit of a burn here. Maybe the outer thighs and the tops of your thighs are starting to work. You're reaching your arms up and you're setting those hips down. One more breath here. Deeply breathe. And then you can slowly straighten your legs, unwind your arms, and then come back to standing. Take a deep breath, and then take your other leg, wrapping it around your right leg this time, choosing your foot position. Take your left arm, bring it underneath your right, and bend your elbows, bring your palms to facing each other, and sit those hips back. Almost like a chair pose, except on one leg. So you're still really working those legs and working to keep your arms parallel to the ground as well. Keep breathing, keep bending those legs. Feeling them start to burn now. Start to feel the work. Take a few more deep and full breaths here, feeling your standing leg and the leg wrapping around the standing leg. They're both working here. One more deep breath. And then you can slowly unwind your arms, straightening your legs, and come down now to sitting on the ground. Bend your left leg and bring your foot right in front of you, and then bend your right leg and bring your foot and your leg behind you, coming into sort of a zigzag shape with your legs. Bring your hands forward of your legs now, and just leaving that back leg on the diagonal, lift it up, leaving your knee bent, and hold here. You'll start to feel the outer edge of your leg on the right side working really hard to keep that leg up. Now straighten your leg and hold for a few more deep breaths with your leg straight and out to the side. Take your right leg now and bring it around to the front of your body, bringing your right foot to your left thigh, kind of stacking your shins on top of one another, and breathe here. Just staying here with your hands down on the floor, looking downward, stretching out that outer edge of your right leg, and then coming up, removing your leg, bringing it back around to the back, and coming in one more time on the right side. So lift up your right leg, hold it here with the bent leg, feeling that outer edge, working to keep your leg up, and come to straightening your right leg out now. Keep holding, keep breathing, one more deep breath. And then you can slowly bring that leg back around to the front of your body and rest here with either your hands in front of you or hands on your knees, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Getting ready to come into the other side, uncross your shins and switching sides, bringing your right leg in front and your left leg behind you, knees bent. Bring your arms in front of you and lift that leg up, holding here with that knee bent to start out with. Feeling the outer edge of your left leg working now. Keep holding and keep breathing. You can do this. Preparing yourself now to straighten that leg out to the side. It's only a little bit longer now. Keep that breath steady. Keep your leg up. And just bring it around to the front of your body, bringing your left foot to your right thigh. And sit here with your shins stacked on top of you, breathing, calming yourself back down. Coming now into the left side one more time. Bring that left leg behind you, bend that knee. Place your arms in front of your front leg and lift up that back leg. Feel the burn, feel it working. Keep that leg up. Try not to grip your muscles. And now come to straightening that leg. Just a few more breaths here. Keep on holding. You are almost there. Just a few more breaths. And now come to bending your leg, crossing your shins on top of one another, and breathing with your shins stacked. Closing your eyes if you'd like. Come back to your breath. You can remove your left leg from your right and come to bringing your legs stretched out in front of you. Keep those feet flexed and take your right leg and hug it in towards your chest, crossing it over your left. Sit here for a moment as you get a bit deeper into the outer edge of your right hip with this stretch. You also have the option now of bending in your left leg towards your hip. You still need to keep those hips even, but it just gets a bit deeper into your hips here. If you would like to keep that leg straight, go ahead and do that. That's totally fine. Just continue to hug your right leg in towards your chest. Unwind your legs and come into the other side. Straightening your legs first and then bending your left knee in, crossing it over the right, and hugging that knee in towards your chest. Breathe as you stretch the outer edge of your hip on the left side. Get into those muscles that we just worked. You now have the option of bending in that right knee just to get a bit deeper into your hips. If you'd like, just keep that leg straight and continue to breathe and hug your left knee in. Just a few more deep and full inhales and exhales here. Really get into those hips. And now you can unwind your legs and come to lying on your back. Grab those shin bones and hug your knees in towards your chest, staying here and just getting into those backs of your legs and the hip sockets. And now take your right leg and cross it over your left thigh. You can grab behind your thigh or your shin bone and lay here gently pulling your legs in towards your upper body, keeping your lower back flat on the floor as you do so. Starting to unwind now. It's important to stretch your muscles after you work them out. You did a lot of intense leg work in this sequence, so it's very important to just relax, calm down, and let your muscles recover. One more deep and full round of breath, and you can release your hands from your leg and cross your thighs even more, grabbing either ankle and gently resting here, not pulling on your ankles too intensely, just relaxing here as you let the resistance from your arms and your hands pull your legs in towards your upper body. Slowly coming out, unwind your legs, hug your knees in towards your chest, and switch sides. Taking your left leg, crossing it over your right thigh, grab your shin or the back of your right thigh and rest here for a moment as you hug in those knees and legs towards your upper body. Get into those hips, the outer edges of your hips and the hip sockets, the backs of your legs as well. Resting and relaxing now. Coming inside a little bit. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can. If not, just continue to stretch and breathe deeply. Now you will come to releasing your leg and crossing your left leg over your right a bit more, grabbing your ankles on either sides of your body. Breathe here, not pulling too fast or too intensely inward, just relaxing and letting the weight and the resistance of your arms take your legs inward. You can now release your hands from your ankles and come to a Supta Baddha Konasana, or a reclining bound angle pose. So bring your feet together at the center and let your knees relax out. You can just continue to close your eyes lying down, bringing your hand onto your belly and your other hand onto your chest. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can bring some blocks or rolled up blankets underneath either knee, or just come into a normal Shavasana or corpse pose. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.